So there's a lot going on in the world right now. I know we just started this YouTube channel, so we really don't have that many views. We don't really have a following yet. But I think it's important in any level, any capacity that you can, if you have anyone listening to talk about
the problems,
some issues, that are going on in the world. Because there is a lot happening right now.
Racism, sexism, inequality all around.
One thing that isn't really being talked about that much in mainstream media, and is actually, in fact, being put down in mainstream media,
which
almost,
I think is one of the most important issues that we should be addressing.
Absolutely. Right. We're being fed lies, is what I'm saying.
NASA is lying to us.
NASA's lying to us. The Earth is flat.
So we've actually been doing some research. Allie was accepted into a Facebook group.
Because I was thinking, because there's so many flat earthers, the population is only getting bigger. There's more and more people.
All around the globe. Around the world.
Around the world.
Sorry.
Across the world.
Across the world.
And I thought the best way to understand them would be to join them. And the best place to join people is on Facebook. So I found the top, it seems like the most joined, like the most populated Flat Earthers Facebook group.
We have compiled some important information on what we've learned as being Flat Earthers. Red Hot Chili Peppers said it best when they said, "Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement."
When you're first even applying to be a part of this group, it prompts you with some questions. And one of the questions is,
will you read the pinned post?
Like immediately. Which is difficult because when you're accepted to the group, there's not a pinned post. It takes a little bit of effort to find. So, pinned post on this page. By joining this group, you agree to all of the rules. So it goes down this list of rules here, shows off who our admins are. There's a lot of rules. Basically, no mocking, have respect, all posts have to be related to flat earthers, there's no trolling, no profanity, no disrespecting the admins, and they say it like in different ways so that this stretches out to a 17-point rule system. So obviously the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go into the evidence from there.
You might be wondering why, when did a lot of these people like awaken to the truth? And we have an example here.
Sun in the clouds, easy proof. Easy sun. Flat Earth proof.
The sun
in
the clouds?
I don't know how you can look at this picture.
It's proof.
It's proof. Again, easy proof. Easy proof right here. Gravity. They don't like gravity. They're not into gravity.
Gravity doesn't exist.
They don't believe in gravity.
A lot of these flat earthers think that Isaac Newton is a fraud.
And Albert Einstein.
Oh, yeah.
Fraud.
Yeah, both of them frauds.
I mean, look at this right here. Gravity. It's powerful enough to keep all the oceans plastered to a spinning ball, yet no effect on dust particles.
Mitchell writes, "So what was the turning point for you? What was the last straw that finally made you open your eyes? Mine was when I traveled across the world. And when I was in Australia, I had to look up to see the sky. How can I look up if I'm down?"
I mean, he's got a good point. In the scenario that the Earth is a globe, what do they expect, like, for you to have to do in Australia to see the sky? If not to look up. And this post alone has 123 comments.
So the second comment is, "I live in Australia. She's flat, mate. She's flat. The Earth is a plane and not a planet under his firmament." 100.
100! As Jesus would say.
So we'll go into our first point. The Bible.
The Bible. So this first one we've got here is a meme, just to ease you into it. When you, the only one in church who knows the Bible talks about a flat and stationary Earth.
This is me.
Yes, I told some church folks. Haven't heard a word since.
My pastor said globe last service, and I was screaming inside. LOL.
I do not look like that, LOL. All right. I'm sorry.
This person does not look like this.
Another unrealistic expectation for women in the media. So why? Well, like, where's our proof to why the Bible says that this was
the Bible. So this is an 8-page paper about all of the biblical references to a flat earth. And I read through most of them, and we found, I don't think any of them really prove that the earth is flat from the Bible's perspective.
Yeah. Like, if anything, it says that, like, it's, like, flat land, which I would just tend to assume means, like, flat land.
Genesis 1 is a perfect example. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. Obviously, he's talking about flat earth. And I love how at the end of this, like, manifesto, there's this man's comment that says, "Again, applying no preconceived notions upon the text, how do you imagine a newcomer to the scriptures would view the heavens, earth, sun, moon, and stars, just based on what you've read here?" I've read through all of this, and I don't ever get the inclination that the earth is flat, okay?
Moving on, the dome. So my first question for the flat earthers, when I first joined this Facebook group that I was so very excited to find out the answer to, was, well, then why haven't we fallen off? And I feel like that's probably a lot of people's first question.
Yeah.
Is, if the earth is flat, then how come no one's ever fallen off the earth?
Yeah.
Ice walls.
Ice walls.
We are in a dome, people. We're in a dome.
That's right. We have a wall stopping us from getting any further than the edge of the world. So you can't fall off.
There was a show that, like, didn't last very long. That was about people living in a dome. Same deal. And Antarctica.
The Office.
All the continents are basically the same except for Antarctica, which is like an ice ring around everything. And from that ice ring is a dome. I'll insert some pictures here to better explain. What's up with the dome? Let's ask the people. Let's see what the people have to say about the dome. Homie here says, on a flat earth model, sun and moon are under the dome. What actually holds them in place in midair? Okay, moon could be and looks like a hologram, but how about the sun? Good question. That's a good question.
Electromagnetism.
Perhaps.
Only a guess, though. But why does it matter?
And levitation, pretty much.
Yeah, levitation, obviously.
The subject of the sun and the moon being on the inside and out or outside of our dome is quite the question. It's a hot topic. People don't really understand that point of it, it looks like. This is just a picture with lens flare.
Yeah, I love how these people do this thing where they say, well, if we weren't in a dome, then why does this happen? And they take pictures that have lens flare on them to explain why, like, the light is bouncing in weird ways, like if we were in a dome, perhaps. They don't understand lens flare, even though these people apparently have these Nikon P900s that they always brag about. That's another thing. They brag about their cameras, and one of the biggest arguments is, well, telescopes from way back in time could look up at the stars so many miles away and be like, well, the Earth is spinning around the sun. Easy. Whereas now, you take a picture of from a really high-tech camera that can shoot long distance, and the stars are out of focus.
And also, they're like, if my camera is so good, I can see such long distances, how come I can't see a curve? Which brings us to our next point, the curve. Can we see a curve? The answer is, in short, no. We are so small. We are so small in relation to, like, everything. But
and I would know. I'm a scientist at Juilliard. I've been to Oxford
So there's all these pictures just of people taking pictures of either them in planes or them on the ground, just long distance pictures. And they're like, where's the curve? Where's the curve? I don't know. Maybe if we weren't like a speck of dust on the earth, maybe we could see the curve. But there's no way in the distance that we can see that we'd be able to see the curve of the earth. That's so big. There's a lot going on with the curve. Oh, this is a good one. So they like to compare the world to a tennis ball a lot, saying that also they don't think that the world is moving because we're flat.
Yeah.
Which comes to the whole gravity situation. Anywho, they like to use tennis balls as a good comparison for the Earth.
Globerist fools think that a tennis ball close enough looks flat. They say it's Earth, like but different scale. Stupid globetards.
And it's just a picture that I'm assuming he took on, like, his phone. This isn't to scale. This isn't to scale. This is like if, I don't know, what would be the size of a phone camera on the Earth?
Godzilla.
That it's what Godzilla could see.
Maybe even like Godzilla times 4.
It's big.
That would be huge.
It's a big surface area that this phone covers. So I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you, Robbie. All right, yeah. And then this is a good point. It's called a horizon because it's a horizontal line. If it was a curved line, it would probably be called the curvizon. Curvizon. It just rolls off the tongue.
Bravo, bravo. Keep it coming, guys. Let's keep talking about the thing that we have been talking about for the day.
Yes, absolutely. So I think we've already pretty much convinced you guys that there isn't a curve. So another thing that flat earthers are very rightfully so dissecting is how planes work then.
Yeah.
How would a plane,
people
how come they're
would be
not
upside down and like
why aren't they adjusting things?
Yeah,
how come you don't see a plane kind of like going like into the ocean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all very valid. Okay, yeah. So I think to sum it up, Michael has a good point here. Did you know when airplanes hit cruising altitude and level off, they fly nose up at 3 degrees? This is impossible if airplanes fly over a sphere with a circumference of 25,000 miles, as they should be nose dipping to account for curvature. Time to re-examine your indoctrination. Why do planes fly with a higher than level angle of incidence, nose up, engineered right into the design, yet the horizon meets up with eye level at all altitudes?
Really makes you think.
It really makes you think. And though I am not a pilot, nor do I truly understand the whole altitude situation, but I feel like...
I am.
Yeah.
I'm a pilot.
He is a pilot. So then there's NASA. NASA obviously is lying to us. That's where everything is coming from. It's that NASA is feeding us lies, especially about the shape of our Earth and that it's curved. All these pictures...
They just want money, baby.
They just want that money. Then it's too much. It's too much effort. We'd have to change everything. That's the whole argument, is like they're not telling us because it's embarrassing, basically. Yeah. It's like it's too late to like let us in on the fact that it's a flat Earth. So they've photoshopped the images of the Earth, etc.
I have flown a plane before.
Have you actually? I don't think you've told me that, but I believe it.
More than once.
Oh, yeah. Are you good at it?
No.
Oh. So yes, the next point we're getting to. Water! They've got a problem with the way that water works.
Water's up, water's down, water's all around us.
Water's everywhere. It's what's outside of our dome. It's water above us. It's water below us.
There's this clip where it's just the sun's reflection on the water onto the ceiling.
Yeah, it's like a bucket of water. Yeah, it's like a bucket of water. And you can see like the reflection of the water on the ceiling.
Like, it's just like the water that's above us.
It's basically like, explain this.
True.
Oh, okay. We have a glober here that's asking some questions.
It's basically saying, hey, I'm a Glober and I used to be here just to troll people, but I'm actually pretty interested in what this all is about. I feel like my heart is turning into a flat earther.
It seems to me that you guys are most convinced about how water proves the flat earth theory the most. But that would work under the assumption that gravity doesn't exist. So James comes in here, says, water never lies. Water.
What up? I'm James.
Water never lies. Two things that don't lie, water and Shakira's hips. Those are the only two things. Water could never adhere to the surface of a spinning ball. Two things that could never adhere to the surface of a spinning ball. Water and Shakira's hips. No amount of gravity could ever pull this off.
These people don't realize how massive the Earth is.
That's what the problem seems to always be, is that like they don't understand how big this thing is. Like we are so small. And they're like, I don't know. They're like, if you spun a tennis ball, it wouldn't have water stick to it. It's like, well, maybe if you put the tennis ball in space and blew it up to the size of the Earth, maybe things would be a little bit different.
Well, then it would be a hollow Earth.
And you know what? That brings us to our next point. Because there's a whole other world besides flat earthers.
What?
And they are called concave earthers. One of the biggest problems that founder James has is concave earthers. Because apparently a lot of flat earth people are moving to the concave earth group. I don't like
my people.
If you think that flat earthers have lost it, like they seem so sane compared to concave earthers, and a lot of it is just confusing and weird. This is just anti-Semitic.
Yeah, this is problematic at its highest amount. Ha 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 ha. This is just
good one on our troops, dude.
This is the mother of all conspiracy theories.
I don't know what this one means.
I really think that researching this has made me stupid.
So bottom line, flat earthers really taught us a lot. I can say I feel enlightened.
I'm more woke than anyone.
Anyone.
Yeah.
And now whenever I look outside and I see the sun and the clouds, it's just a gentle reminder that the earth is flat.
I guess what I want to say is that you gotta look at things from new perspectives all the time. Because they just might be right.
And with that, I think it's time to sign off on our flat earth experiment for right now. But we'll be back. Oh, we will be back. Because this isn't going anywhere. The flat earthers are only getting stronger. And now we're in it. We're in it.
We're ready for a war. We're ready for a fight.
So I hope you guys also...
They don't see what's coming.
They don't see what coming. They don't see what coming.
They don't see what coming. Neither does my hair.
Flat Earthers United. Thank you and good night.